Hello everyone, I'm John, this is Sean,
Right.
and this is Everyday Food Reviews. Today we have, and we're very excited about this, or one of us is,
I'm very excited.
we stumbled across a new energy drink in T Nutrition in Liverpool. It's by a company called ReppSports. I believe it's American.
Yeah.
Called Raze Energy. Now we came across this last week.
Started last week.
And we did try, sorry we didn't show you, but we did try a frost watermelon flavour.
Watermelon frost, I think it was.
Watermelon frost. And then we saw this flavour, which is sour gummy worms. Now, for those who don't know Sean is a very big fan of the sour gummy worm sweets.
I'm a big fan of sour anything, pretty much.
Yeah? Yeah, I think you've touched in previous videos that you really like the Rockstar Super Sours and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had the bubble burst the other day.
So, Raze Energy. This is 300 milligrams of caffeine in the whole can. There's no it's got BCAA amino acids, no sugar, and as they say on the can, no crash. So we're pretty confident this is completely directed towards the fitness market, as well as being found in T Nutrition.
Yeah, and it's made by a supplement company, ReppSports. I've never had any supplements or pre-workouts from them before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely formulated more like a pre-workout than an energy drink, to the point where when they say 300 milligrams of caffeine, they're using two chemically different forms of caffeine. They're using caffeine anhydrous, which is the normal caffeine that you'll find in most energy drinks, which is just essentially pure caffeine.
That's for your upper, innit?
Yeah. So, and they're also using caffeine citrate, which, from what I've read online, acts quicker. It gets into your bloodstream quicker than caffeine anhydrous, because it's a...
Oh, that's the one to give you the initial boost, and the other one is to prolong.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is that if the caffeine gets into your system quicker, and you sort of got that caffeine citrate, which is like a salt of caffeine, sort of getting in there quicker, and then the sort of normal caffeine will sort of level out that crash that you'd normally get if you have a lot of it hitting you at once.
Like a normal pre-workout?
Yeah, well, like some pre-workouts, not all of them actually even have different types of caffeine.
Yeah.
I think the only one off the top of my head is that Rich Piana one, that I can't remember what he calls it, but that's got like 5 different forms of caffeine in. But yeah, at T Nutrition, it was my girlfriend who went to buy this one for us after we tried the watermelon one. They told her in the shop that the caffeine citrate acts slower than the caffeine anhydrous. So you've got the normal caffeine getting in, and then the caffeine citrate getting in slower and leveling out the crash, which I think, in terms of having no crash, that actually makes more sense that that's how it'd be. But from what I've read online, it actually acts quicker than normal caffeine. So it'd be the normal caffeine that sort of levels out the crash. Also worth noting is when it says 300 milligrams, it's got 150 milligrams of each, and the caffeine citrate is actually only about 50% caffeine by weight, which means 50% of that 150 milligrams that's caffeine citrate isn't actually caffeine. So if you're comparing this to just a normal energy drink, to the best of my understanding, because it's not completely transparent how they're weighing the caffeine, but to the best of my understanding, this actually will only have 225 milligrams of actual caffeine.
So the can then, it's a textured can. It's not price marked, but we paid £2.50.
£2.50
for the can.
Yeah. Which for something from America is very good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Right, well, should we open it up and see what it's like?
Yeah, definitely. So with what I said a second ago about it only having 225 milligrams, that's still more than any other energy drink you'll see in any news agents or anything.
And it's even so, it's 25 milligrams more than the Rockstar one we did not so long ago.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like the highest one you'll see in the shop. Also, it's a slightly smaller can, so per 100 ml, it's going to be an even higher concentration than that. It's a American 16-ounce can, 473 ml for whatever 27 ml is worth.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay, so it's clear.
It is clear. Smells like Sprite.
Yeah, I was thinking about what it. Okay.
Yeah, smells like Sprite Zero.
Not getting much sour. It does taste a lot like Sprite.
Mm. It's I think it is a bit sharper than Sprite. It's not sour, but it is sort of more sour than Sprite.
It does taste a bit like sweets though.
Yeah, it's got a more sort of candied taste.
Yeah. Which is something you'd expect when it's, the flavour is named after for sweets.
Yeah. If I wouldn't say it tastes like sour gummy worms. What I would say is if Coca-Cola made a Sprite flavoured sweet, a sour Sprite, like you get those sour cola bottles. If you made sour cola bottles but sour Sprite flavour, and then made a drink that was sour Sprite cola bottle flavour,
yeah,
that's what this tastes like.
Yeah, I get that. Now, when we tried the watermelon frost flavour the other week, it wasn't long after. I'd actually finished a 10-hour shift from 6 in the morning, and wasn't at my peak performance levels, we could say. And not long after drinking even half a can of this, I was back and buzzing. I think that's quite fair to say, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. This flavour is really nice.
Yeah, it's
when I smelt it and it tasted like Sprite, and I tasted it, I thought that tastes kind of like Sprite. I thought that's a bit of a disappointment, but having a couple more sips of it and getting into it,
Can I have a bit more?
If Sprite tasted more like this, I'd drink Sprite a lot more often. It's really nice.
I think this would be maybe not every day, but a very nice alternative, like maybe once or twice a week to replace a pre-workout.
Mm.
It'd be very nice, wouldn't it? Because sometimes, unless you're switching up your pre-workout routine every day, where you've got 2 or 3 on the go and open, they can get pretty boring, can't they? Sometimes, and I know you obviously lose that kick. I know we believe in switching it up, don't we? Because we feel like we get a better return from our workouts if we change pre-workouts.
Yeah.
Every so many days instead of having the same one every day.
Yeah.
You don't get that. We feel like we lose that buzz, don't we? Because you just get used to the amount of caffeine in it.
Yeah.
So to have a nice carbonated drink like that, or lightly carbonated.
Yeah, I was going to say that's something worth noting is it's not heavily carbonated. It is quite smooth.
It would be actually a nice alternative.
Mm.
Like if you're working out every day, Monday to Friday, and you would, Tuesday and a Thursday, I think, like in between a week of pre-workout, depending on what your routine is, then I think that would be really good.
Mm. I think one more thing worth noticing before we wrap it up. This can has a matte finish on it, apart from these textured pieces here, which are a bit more glossy. But having the contrast, it feels nice in your hand. So if you're gonna
Feels like a grip.
Yeah, if you grab this from the fridge and walk to work, the matte parts of the can feel nice and the textured parts are nice and tactile. It's just quite pleasing. I feel quite happy holding that. It's nicer than if you get a normal can of Coke or something from the fridge and it's covered in condensation and it's slipping out your fingers when you're trying to walk to work or what have you. It's just a bit more pleasing to hold, I think.
Yeah.
For whatever that's worth. Yeah, I think I'll probably get some of them and keep them in the fridge.
Yeah. Very impressed with the Raze Energy from ReppSports. Like we said, if you do exercise a lot, I would 100% recommend switching up your pre-workout routine occasionally and having one of these. Or even if you're just having a really bad groggy day,
Yeah.
it's definitely something it'll pick you up, as I found after a shift just the other week. So.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend having it so late in the day.
No.
But I'd have it after a late night. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's...
You've said everything you want to say. You're impressed with that?
Yeah,
You like that?
definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.